talk about example 2. Example 2 says Mrs. Gerber is kidnapped and dropped in the middle of the desert, of a deserted forest, at 2 different points. You've got your Y point and your X point and your Z point. So X is where you're starting from, and you're either going to here, our Y point, or our Z point. And now, I imagine what we're going to do is we're literally going to be looking for our distance between this point, between XZ, which is here, and YZ, sorry, XY, which is here. Now, when we do this problem, we're going to go quickly through the first part of it, and then we're going to use our rise run type calculation to calculate the distance for XY. Now, the distance for XY based on our rise and run is basically given by this. Our run is this. Our rise is calculated as this. Then we substitute directly into our equation. D of xy is equal to run squared plus rise squared, square rooted. And then we substitute accordingly. Now, upon simplification, you're going to get something similar to this. And when we square root that, we're going to end up with 213.15 units for d of xy. Now, the question would be, let's say we take a look at this xz calculation. I would like to use xz, but I'm going to use xz as, I'm going to use xz to go and calculate using this basic equation here. D of xz is equal to x2 minus x1 equals y2 minus y1. And we'll do those calculations. Taking a look at our equations, we end up with something like this, which simplifies to something like this. So you simplify the brackets in red and you simplify the brackets in green. And you end up with these two numbers. And you'll notice you've got negative 45 squared here. And you have 175 squared. When you go and calculate the square of those, you'll always get positive numbers for each one. So you get positive 30,625 plus 2,025. And we continue by bringing our numbers together. And now we just take the square root of this part to get a number to 1 decimal place. And we end up with d of xz is equal to 180.7 units. Now, the fact that we found that means we have to compare these two units, the 213 and the 180.7 units. Now, it said in our original problem, should she head to the spa or the chocolate factory? The spa is at y, and the chocolate factory is at z, and we just calculated dxz and dxy. So what we're looking for is the shortest distance between those two, and we end up with the shorter distance is 180.7 units for xz. We're going to use x. The spa is basically closer.